Okay, we're back again.
Let's try this.
Let's try this a second time. This happened in December too. StreamYard and Facebook don't seem to like to communicate with each other very well.
We seem to be having some issues.
So sorry about that, guys. So we temporarily got off, and now we're back. And let's hopefully we don't get another error message.
Let's see.
I'm
waiting for people to for it to tell us that people are joining us.
Yes.
Gotta love the tech issues. Gotta love the tech issues. If you are there, please let us know.
Yes, please let us know. Like I said, we went through the same BS in December with our live stream. There's somebody on there.
Oh yes. Okay, so here's Joe.
So Facebook is actually now, it seems to be connected again.
Two of the people that have signed up for readings.
So we did our whole introduction, and then we had to end the bloody stream because Facebook said we can't communicate.
Oi, all right.
And do we have anyone from YouTube?
Yep, we have someone from
Okay,
YouTube.
so okay.
We are up and running.
Tech issues have been taken care of until they rear their ugly heads again. So, Happy New Year. I'll say this again. Welcome to our first live stream of 2024, and it's bloody cold, and I won't go through the whole thing again.
No.
At least here we are, it's bloody cold. All right, so for those of you who have seen us before, and for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I am Lord Fafnir, and this is The Spawn. And together we are...
Mischief Managed.
I knew you were going to do that, by the way.
We're here to sing you songs of old.
All right, enough. We're here to do live free tarot card readings tonight. We have 10 slots. We have a bunch of pre-signs, people who've signed up. People who have signed up before. So we have 7 of those, which means we got 3 open slots, by the way. And hopefully all the people who signed up in advance are here, because if you're not here, we give your slot away to somebody else.
That's very
We've done that every month now that we've done this.
Okay, so we have 2 people, Kathleen Connor and Dextrous, and I'm assuming that's how that's pronounced.
They want to be added to the list?
Yes. If I don't pronounce things correctly, do let me know.
I was going to say I can't see anything right now over the screens because other things are in my way here. So what were the names?
Kathleen Connor.
Okay.
And on YouTube, Dextrous.
Dextrous?
Yes. Or just Dex, as they prefer.
Okay.
Woo.
That works. That works for me. So let me just go over the list of the pre-signed up, and if you are here, please chime in. Annie Kudermosh, Donna Jordan, Joe Lacey, who I think already chimed in.
Yes, Joe is here.
Colleen Hooker Guild.
Colleen is here. I saw her.
Nakshima Clyburn, Terry Shaw, and Kayla Moses. Those who we have here as pre-signs.
And then Joanne Buka. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that, but
do you want to write that down so that you can see it? I really can't. So while you're doing that, I'll do the brief little intro of how we're doing this tonight. So again, for those of you who are used to this, or for those of you who are watching us for the first time, we're doing 3-card tarot readings per person. When it is your turn, and please be patient because we take these things one at a time. It is first come, first serve. For those who actually sign up in advance, who show up, we're going to basically do them first. And then we'll do others after that. So when it is your turn, ask a question by putting in the chat comments, or don't ask a question. Just say, I just want a general reading. That's perfectly fine. Either or. Let us know which one of us you'd like to have as your primary reader. Now, I'll grant you, we're both going to chime in, but if you want one particular person to kind of take the point, take the lead, let us know. Let us know what deck you'd like us to read from. We have a whole bunch of tarot decks here. Both of us are equipped with our separate, but not equal, dragon tarot decks. Red also has a tarot deck which is called the Swiss 11J deck. We call it the Dark Shadows deck because it was actually used in that TV show. Both of those decks are essentially all-purpose decks, but very different themes and artwork, shall we say. And then I have a relationship themed deck that's called the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Yes, it is R-rated. There are a few, quote, dirty cards in there. Not all of them, by the way. Actually, most of them tell you through the aren't, but a few of them are. So if you want to have a love reading, you can definitely use that deck. Ask your question or not. And the most important thing is that we want you to give us a number between 1 and 78. The idea being is that there are 78 cards in the tarot deck. We want a little bit of your energy. Now, if we were doing this and you were here live in person with us, we literally would give you the cards to shuffle. Put your own energy in here. Obviously, we can't do that on a live stream.
Why not?
Because they're not here.
They aren't?
To touch the cards.
They're not?
So we spiritually have them, quote, touch the cards by giving us that number so we know which starting card we'll use. I literally will count to the deck that number, and that will be the new top card. And we go from there. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered it well. And 3 people on our list that are in a row are here, so I think we're going to get started with them.
Okay, so
Donna has just sent hers. Sorry about your wonky internet. My sister and I are looking to expand our business this year. How is that looking for us? Either one of you can take this, maybe not the love deck. No, I'm going to recommend the Dark Shadows deck.
Yes,
for this
definitely not the love deck on that one. Absolutely not. So, did she give a number?
Oh, hi, Tawny. Oh, you did. Donna, could you give us a number between 1 and 78,
please, since you are here at live. So yes, we will take care. We will do Donna, and then we will do Joe, and then we will do Colleen.
Yes. See, boom, boom, boom.
We will do this because those are our 3 of our pre-signed up who are here, and we'll keep asking for the other ones who pre-signed up who have not chimed in, and if they don't chime in, that's when we start making a bit of a wait list, and people on the wait list then get readings because we're still going to do 10 readings anyway. So don't lose your spot if you've signed up. That means you, Annie, and Nikashia, and Terry, and Kayla.
Annie's lucky because we're like actually personal friends.
That's true.
She's getting a text right now being like, hey, get on the live stream.
Do we have a number from
Donna says
yes?
4.
4. Okay. And the number shall be, well, that's funny. 4 is actually a business number.
It is.
In numerology world. Because this is more than tarot interpretation. You're getting all of our skill sets.
We miss you too, Fluffy. We'll be seeing you real soon, though. And yeah, Shweta, I can absolutely put you on the wait list. If I can figure out how to hold a pen.
If you can.
Ready for flipping?
I'm ready for flipping whenever you are.
There we go.
Welcome to the Swiss 11J deck, which is à la française.
So if you can't read it, don't worry. You did not suddenly forget how to read English.
Yes.
Because it's not English.
And by the way, we do read upside down cards where we present these as they came out. So we have
2.
Yes. We have the upside down / inverted 7 of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the upside down number 2. In English, it would be referred to as the High Priestess. And this one here also refers to zodiac sign, that being Aquarius, which we are almost getting into at this point.
I was going to say, it's not quite the dawning.
We are in the last few days of Capricorn.
It's not quite the dawning, but it's almost the dawning.
Yes, it's the lighting that you can start seeing that the sky is starting to get a little brighter before the rise of the sun. So the numerology, we have a number. We have 7 and 2. No specific number actually sticks out. And by the way, I'll turn these around so you guys can see what they look like right side up. But the question was financial.
Yes.
Well,
for the upcoming year for the business.
Let me put it to you this way. You certainly have your plans, you have your desires, you have your schemes. By the way, that's the 7 of Swords. This deck, especially in the suit cards, is really, really big on symmetry. or lack thereof. And we say that because most of the cards, if you look at kind of like a bird's eye view, you kind of look at the card and say, hey, that's actually looks like it's pretty symmetrical. Then you have to look at it a lot closer because actually the vast majority of these cards are not symmetrical. Close, but not quite. And this is one of those where it's pretty darn close.
Mm-hmm.
But not 100%. Mainly because there really are no such things as absolutes. But the idea is that the upside down 7, kind of referring to the fact of is that you already have your framework in mind. You know what you want to do. You're just not quite sure what the hell's going to happen with it in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes the Queen of Aquarius. And by the way, Aquarius is actually known for much more. It's an air sign. That's what swords are. The swords are air signs. Air is more for the logic, more of the brain aspect. And the idea is that in business, especially for something like this, because you're more concerned about, I mean, obviously it's your business. And yes, there's always going to be a bit of an emotional thing in there, but business is business, and business sometimes needs to be, I don't want to say emotion free, but definitely reduced emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to basically.
I love where we're heading, though.
Oh, I know. This is actually a nice thing here. The acting of the queen with the sword, like a little baton here. You're directing the traffic.
Absolutely.
You're leading the way. And by the way, this is what you need to do. If you actually, if your plans to actually come true, you're going to have to lead them. You just can't basically submit the plan, kind of go, just do it, and have your minions do the whole thing for you. No, you're going to have to basically be that captain and be overseeing and make sure all those things are actually being done.
And then we get to the High Priestess, which is for you and sort of what you're asking. This is the reaping what you sow.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, you have sown well.
But it was upside down. That kind of saying is that actually what you actually think you're going to sow, you're going to be sowing something which is a little different.
But
I think you'll be happy with what your outcome is.
Exactly. It's not going to be what you expect, but you're not going to be you won't kick it out of bed for eating chips either.
Correct. And by the way, we're pretty blunt when we do these readings.
Very.
Because after all, this is all information for you guys. Since you asked us to kind of project what's happening in the future, tarot does that, but it's only a projection.
And I think that part of why this is going to go in a way that you're potentially not looking is like, the economy is in a bit of a shambles right now. And oh yeah, that's a notification that I get relatively. Don't worry about that.
I need to get rid of it.
Yeah, you can.
I just want to make sure that it wasn't doing anything stupid.
Yeah. It's hard to be a small business owner right now. And so you might be thinking that you're building towards one thing, but with all of the wonky things going down with the economy, you might wind up in a slightly different spot. But I don't think that you're going to be any worse off. I think that it's just going to be it's gonna be a different place, but it's still going to be ultimately the right place. Yeah,
I mean, also, especially from a business point of view, I hate to say it, but 2024, it's a presidential election year. That's actually going to bleed into a lot of things, whether you like it or not. Just the whole instability. The fact is that no one can agree on anything, even if you're a member of the same party. And as much as most of us are going to try to ignore the political noise, it's going to leak in from time to time.
It absolutely will.
So, but yes, the two upside down cards, I like overall. I mean, the fact is that you've got a good plan.
Here, I'm pulling up her comment.
Okay.
We have a multitude of choices and are weighing each one carefully. Yeah, we can definitely tell that from the middle card. You are using your swords. You are using your swords very diligently right now.
Basically, essentially, let your decision come from your brain, not from your heart and not from your wallet.
Yeah.
True. I mean, you might be able to maximize profits in the short run, but this is more of a longer term issue, especially the way the High Priestess showed up there. it's going to take you in a slightly different direction than you anticipate right now. And that happens a lot, by the way. So it's not like it's not going to throw you a curveball. But yeah, you're gonna get to like summertime. You're gonna kind of go, we're kind of going off a little bit of a tangent here. That's okay. Follow it. But yeah, let's essentially be Aquarius. Aquarius, one of their stereotypes is that they are all logic and completely emotionless. It is a stereotype, but stereotypes are based in truth. But the idea is that, follow your brain power on this one.
Brain is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
no,
there we go.
I like that as a progression for you throughout the year.
Yes.
The progression went in the correct direction. All right, Joe. It's Joe's turn.
It's Joe's turn, and then
Colleen.
And has any of our other pre-described ones shown up yet?
Not that I have seen.
I kind of wonder if the thing is, because I set up this stream like a week or so in advance, and I wonder if it's like StreamYard doesn't like that anymore.
I don't know. It's been very weird. StreamYard's been behaving weirdly for us.
Yeah, the last 2 months we've started the live stream, and then we were like a minute or two into it, and we get this error message saying that the Facebook side it can't communicate with it.
Oh well, I think I know which deck Joe wants, and apparently he wants number 2 just off. So, question: just met a nice woman, Elizabeth. Tell me about us. See how this is going to work out. Took her out for dinner the other day, and this Friday we are going out.
Number 2, decision, duality, partnership.
Yes, rather. Kate, we don't have any right at the moment, but we can put you in the wait list because you've been here before. You know that some of our pre-signed up people typically don't show up.
Right now we got 4 no-shows.
So I will put you in the wait list, and when we get down to that, we will figure it out.
So he wants to know
about this new woman that he's just met, and if they are going to work out.
All right. Well, you may.
I will flip. Flip-de-dip-de-dip.
Actually, trying to minimize the glare on these cards right here. The way the cards get bent here, and we get the stupid light glare. Okay, actually, that's not so bad. All right, so we have here the upside down 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Earth. We have the High Priestess again, upside down.
That's very funny. And
then we have the 2 of Chalices. So we have Earth, High Priestess, and Water. Earth and water compatible elements. You want life and earth have to have water. These are the female energy elements. So let me turn the upside down ones right side up so that you may see the pictures. So you just met this lady, this fine lady, and now you're going to be heading out.
That lady?
I had a little flash of the old Todd Rundgren song, "We Gotta Get You a Woman." I don't know if you remember that one. Who's the musician?
Oh, that's
Or is it? Are you going? When you go on your date, are you going to go out and do just dinner? Are you going to go to a concert? Are you going to go dancing?
And also, when you say just met, was this like happenstance meeting, or did you meet on a dating site beforehand? And this is like the first time you met up in person, or?
Anyway, we're waiting for that little clarification if it comes in. The picture here of the 5 of Pentacles, we have the little outside tryst, shall we say here. The fiddler and the lady are meeting in a fine little, I don't know, what do you call that? An outdoor little garden.
That looks almost like a terrace.
Yeah, almost does. And it's like clearly, they're very much into each other. But yeah, it's like it's a little bit of a secret.
Oh, that helps. Thank you. He's a Cancer. She's a Virgo.
Ah.
And I was going to be like, you're a real romantic at heart. Yes, you are, Mr. Cancer.
Yes. Here we have the Earth, and here we have the water. So that's obviously Cancer, water sign, Virgo, Earth signs. We kind of like that. Here we have the High Priestess picture there, and the basically is like the High Priestess is the most powerful female energy card in the deck here, and here we see the High Priestess with her spell book open and a couple of tools in her hand, and she's just like reading her book, petting her cat with her foot there, and she's trying to make the decision if she's going to basically do some spell casting or not, but
Mhm.
reading up on certain aspect of things. And then you have the two of chalices at the end here. The man and the lady with a little bit of nudity here. You see her exposed breast. Ooh, that's what this deck does, by the way. And it's starting to get a little bit more physical than this is over here. And by the way, this deck is deliberately drawn heterosexually because it's about male and female energy. So, Joe, you do not have to be the male in all these cards. You may be the high priestess. You may be the lady in the middle here. It can flip flop back and forth. But the idea is that the when you start seeing pictures of couples, it's very key to look at the facial expressions, because there's a lot of cards in there where clearly the two people involved are having a good time, shall we say?
They're having a nice time, it looks like it.
And there's plenty of other cards where at least one of them is like, you can tell by their facial expression that something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's not into it, et cetera, et cetera. And the way the suits are is also very, very much also explaining the physical action, if there actually is any pictured. More, shall we say, lusty, that's much more the air cards and the fire cards. More romantic, that's the water cards. Earth is kind of a mixed bag, because
Earth is a little bit of a catch-all.
Yeah, Earth is definitely a bit of a catch-all.
It can kind of go either way.
But the idea is that, again, the progression starting from essentially is that the initial meeting, the initial date here, shall we say here, ultimately leading towards the two of them basically very much romantically involved in bed together. And ultimately where it takes it from there, that's totally up to you guys. But the idea is that this is a transition of, and again, we don't sugarcoat this stuff here.
No.
This is a positive as opposed to a negative transition.
Yes.
The real question becomes is, and I will ask this, Joe, to you, ask to yourself, you do not have to tell us, because frankly, it's none of our business. What are your intentions? What do you want? Yeah, what do you want? The thing is, and I don't say this, to try to call anybody out of there, because sometimes people they're just looking for companionship. Sometimes they're looking for primary physical activity. Sometimes they're looking for, the romance and the true love and all that. And there's no real wrong answer, by the way, as long as you and your partner are just very clear with what your intentions are, and everyone's okay with that, then do as you will. But clearly, being that you're going from earth to water, you are progressing much more into that emotional side of things.
So relationship to be, he says. So yeah, so you are looking at it more from the emotional romance side.
Mm-hmm. So the high priestess here, with the last reading, it was the end card upside down. Here it's the middle card upside down. But this one kind of says you are the high priestess. It is that as you are reading your spell book, understand what spell you're going to be casting, metaphorically speaking anyway. Be aware of what your intentions are. Do not go into this kind of like, oh, I'll just kind of see what happens and just da-da-da-da. Like, no, have a bit of a, could look like a football coach right now, have a bit of a game plan. Yeah,
that helps.
Know what you want. Be clear in your own intentions, and that way, depending on how things go, if things go fantastic, then win-win. If things start going sideways, at least you are clear with your date, and that way there's no real confusion, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
But the cards are kind of projecting. Because remember, this was the only one that was not upside down. The cards are kind of projecting that this is going to go in a direction that you would like it to go. Maybe because this one's upside down, maybe the first date's a little bit of an awkward start. Because after all, if you guys really don't know much about yourselves, about each other, then it might take some time and, to discover certain things. But I like the progression.
It is a good progression.
Do you want to add anything to that?
Honestly, no, you took most of my talking points. I will say, I agree with you definitely about, the beginning portion there. Because romantic people can sometimes plan ahead of how things actually are going.
Ain't that the truth?
But as long as everyone is comfortable, things should go forward just fine.
Mm-hmm. Also, because this one here, I'm very, very familiar with this deck, by the way.
Yes, you are.
This is not by far one of the most, one of the more emotionally deep cards. This definitely shows the beginnings of some emotional depth. There are a lot more cards which show even more emotional depth.
That's very true.
That will come potentially later.
In time.
It will come in time. Yeah, let it take time, lad. Sometimes we have too much fun doing this.
Colleen, it's your turn, Colleen.
Yes, it's time for Colleen. How you doing, Colleen? I haven't seen you in years. I met her at Psychic Circles. I don't know how many years ago it was over at Metaphysical in Londonderry.
Oh, yeah.
Which now Dr. Kevin runs.
He sure does. All right. Colleen would like a general reading. So we're going to use my dragon deck because general reading by Spawn and number 8.
Okay. I will do up the...
You're welcome, Joe. Also, I wore one of my Christmas presents for y'all. Mom gets funny T-shirts for everyone this year, and I think she really nailed mine.
She got me one too. Mine says, "I speak fluent song lyrics."
You should have worn that tonight too. That's also.
Oh, I'm going to be using that next month when I do a church service, which is about. It's called One Hit Wonders.
Nice.
All right, go ahead and flip it when you're ready.
All right.
All right. So first off, all 3 cards facing up, no inverted cards. We have the Page of Coins, also double as the sign for Virgo. We have number 4, the Emperor, also doubles for the sign of Aries, and then the 4 of Coins. So a pair of 4s.
Colleen, what's your sign?
Aries.
Do you know what
Interesting.
Colleen's sign is?
I do not remember.
What's your sign, Colleen?
And don't say yield.
Well,
Punchline to a very bad bar joke.
This is a very interesting progression. The bookends are not what I was expecting.
Earth and fire. She's a Libra, like me.
So does that mean you also hate January, like him? So what it's looking like to me, especially if we're starting off with the first card. First card, change. And not planned change, forced change that came very suddenly. I know that it is a little bit blurry right now, but this cut here,
Which one?
First one.
Okay.
Use your fingers for me. And all the way in the background there, that is a volcano that has just gone kaplooey.
Mount Vesuvius.
Yes. And that was the dragon's home. So the dragon had to up and get out very, very, very fast because lava will still hurt a dragon. So, and the dragon, as the dragon is getting out, is sort of warning the forest denizens to run away and leave. That's what all those eggshells on the bottom of the card are. I don't know if you can tell those are eggshells, but those are eggshells.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So this is suggesting to me that recently there was some change that you may not be super thrilled about. Sudden change is not huge for a lot of people. It's how we are as a species. We don't like change.
That's a general rule.
Mm-hmm. Moving into the Emperor. See, that one is very interesting because we have sudden change followed up by the man in charge. But is he? Is he really in charge? Because we all know behind every great emperor is the empress actually doing the job.
Well, also the fact that it's just male energy doesn't have to necessarily refer to a man.
No. I didn't say man, but the man in charge is, since we're using gendered words with the emperor. But yeah, the emperor a lot of the times is somebody in a position of power that doesn't necessarily deserve to be there. Whether it's Oh, your husband just retired. Yes, that would be change. Oh, this makes much more sense to me. So is he now trying to sort of figure out what he's doing with all the time that he now has, or does he actually have a plan of what he likes to do? And are you trying to figure out what to now do around him in this new... That then also explains the 4.
Yeah.
We're in that we're in the middle of the transition when we're kind of going, help, this is very confusing.
Yeah, also because in numerology, number 4, one of the meanings of 4 is ending of a phase, moving on.
Mm-hmm. So yes, if the emperor is taking his throne at home and sort of figuring out what his new day-to-day life routines, what all that is going to look like, that means you're also looking at what your new day-to-day routines.
I was going to say, changes everything, doesn't it?
It really does, all down the line. And so I can totally understand you feeling like this poor dragon just sitting on the forest floor, just, I'm lost. Help! I don't know what to do. Trying to figure out how to clean the house around.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah. So this is definitely a transition period for both of you.
You drew a clarifier which is even more.
Well, I honestly think that clarifies it for me.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be helpful to them.
Well, the upside down 10 of Swords.
It's going to be much easier for the pair of you if you try to help the other. But if you get in each other's way, this transition is going to last much longer.
Yes.
It can be a definite boon to have more communication right now.
Rather than impeding your own progress. Do not be your own worst enemy.
Exactly.
That's the whole dragon caught in his own web here. Can't get through the door frame and his head lopped around the swords there on top.
I was going to say, he could have gotten through the door frame if he had just ducked.
Yeah. By the way, Patricia Scowen, I see that your comment there. I have you on the wait list for reading later tonight. And if we have room for you, we may, because we have a bunch of people who signed up who still have not chimed in.
That is correct.
So we may be giving away all their slots to other people tonight.
But yeah, so Colleen, you guys are in the middle of changing, in the middle of a transition, and yet right now probably doesn't look very pretty. But check in like 6 months from now. You know, you should have a decent amount of progress in that time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Have we heard anything from Nikisha, Terry, Kayla, or Annie?
We have not.
All right. So then we're going to move on to the people who signed up tonight.
We are.
Kathleen, Connor, Dex, and then Joanne.
And Kathleen actually left her question and number already.
Oh, okay.
So let me just.
So we will move to Kathleen.
She would like the Dark Shadows deck, number 68, General.
Okay. You still there with us, Kathleen?
Hi, Nancy. And see, this is why, for me, the Emperor is almost always a man.
All right. Kathleen.
I see Dex is here.
Yep, Dex, you're going to be next.
Yeah, let's just do, and it can be like the one we did last month for one if we did it for someone that wasn't there, but we knew that ahead of time. But anyway.
All right. So all upside down.
Yeah.
Upside down 2 of Wands, upside down number 6, the Lovers, and upside down number 21, the World, literally the last card in the deck.
Oh, so the progression of this is that you have not learned the lesson and are continuing to not learn it. Am I wrong?
She just asked for a general reading?
Yes. I don't know what the hell lesson it is, but am I wrong?
Oh my God,
this is the spread of somebody who needs to learn a lesson, but isn't. Okay, so. 2 of Wands.
Fire. Oh, and then the lovers also doubles as Gemini. So fire, air, and, well, earth. I mean, the world officially isn't part of the earth suit, but it might as well be. Kind of like how the sun's not officially part of the fire suit, but get real.
Right. So, there's fire there. You have some. It's there. You have no idea what to do with it.
Yeah, this is one of those where you think things are going fine.
And they're not.
Well, because the last time we had this deck was used in an earlier reading, I was talking about the whole concept of symmetry. That was in the sword suit, and that one sword card that was out there was really actually very close. The symmetry was almost dead on. It was just really, really subtle differences. This one, not so much at all. And the fact is that not only are the colors kind of screwy, the leaves aren't even the same size. One of the sides actually has more leaves than the other. So, looking at the 2 flowers here, this is not symmetrical in any form. Some of the cards, you could say, if you did a black and white issue, you would say black and white, it's symmetrical. It's just the colors are not right. No, this is wrong in all cases. You're not paying attention to the detail. You're not focusing. So that leads to Cupid's little arrow going off in a different direction.
And also, when the lovers in the world are paired together, I hate that. Because, 1, put the world down. It's not yours. Put it down. All of the things that you're trying to fix, not yours. Put them down. Am I yelling at myself right now? Yes.
Yes, you are.
This includes all of the people that you love. You cannot fix their lives. They have to do that. You got to worry about your life, which you don't, because you are too focused and worried about things outside of you.
Are you saying she doesn't have a life?
No, I'm saying that she does what most humans do. We would rather focus on other people's problems than our own.
Oh yeah, if you're busy fixing somebody else, you're going to ignore your own issues.
Bingo, 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 bingo. Until those issues become so much that you can't ignore them.
Yes.
And that is where you are headed. You are very much heading there. I advise you change course.
Please change course. Open your eyes. That was rather melodramatic, wasn't it?
It was, but I mean, you do readings as Palpatine half the time, so.
Well, in October I do. Have fun with that.
I mean, you're going to do it in April too.
I suppose I am. Yes. So yes, Dex is up next, and Joanne, who she just chimed in with some stuff there. So Joanne will be coming after Dex, and then we'll be going into our wait list. People.
Jackie, you are not the only one that learned the hard way. So did I. So did he.
Oh yeah.
So does every human on the planet.
All right. So Dex.
Oh boy, Dex. Hi. So first of all, pick a deck, Dragon deck, Dark Shadows deck, or Love deck, and a number between 1 and 78. As somebody who has identified as an empath,
yeah, you get to have this one.
Yep, this will be my bag.
I was going to say, I taught her most of the basics, being the whole father-daughter thing here, but this kid's an empath. I'm not. I'm a dragon.
And yes, there is an off switch. You're not going to like the off switch. I don't recommend you use the off switch at all.
I've been trying to teach you how to
No, the off switch is bad. Well, don't like the off switch.
I'm not saying the off switch. The thing is, I was doing the whole shielding.
Yeah, no, shielding good, off switch bad. 63 dark shadows. Let's do it up.
Alrighty. Actually, I feel I need to shuffle this deck again. This one's getting a lot of use tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And Joanne, you are coming up next. And after that, if we fail to hear our other people, we literally will go into the wait list here. So I can't read your handwriting. Who was that there? Shweta. And then Kate Wilcox and Patricia Scowen. All right. What was the number again?
63.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We've kind of gotten back into dark shadows.
Yes, I know. I've discovered. So just to be clear, and I'm going to say this while something's recording, so that he can't say I never said. I still want hard copies, even though they have it all on Amazon Prime now.
Hard copies of what?
All of Dark Shadows. Get with it, man. I can't just keep stealing your copies forever.
You want the whole box set yourself?
Yes, but you've known that for years.
Okay, but you were streaming it, so.
Yes, but streaming services recently have made sure that we're all aware that, in fact, we do not own the things we buy from them.
That's actually very, very true.
Right, even though the button says buy when you go to do the thing.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't really. Anyway, I found what's one thing was that I was streaming it and they actually included the original commercials. That was actually fun watching the '60s commercials. Some of these products don't even exist anymore. Anyway, cards are ready, so you may flip it when you're ready, Madam Empath, and you may talk about this as we have here. Another upside down 8 of cups.
As I expected.
Upside down 9 of coins.
And I also expected
and
that.
Upside down the Knigget or Knight of coins as well. So again, the whole water and earth thing. And we're really into, people are just like drawing upside down cards.
Mm-hmm. Dex, real quick, just let me know what your sign is.
I mean, we have no zodiacs of this one, but still.
And let's chat about this. So here's the thing. I expected almost every one of these cards. Upside down cups don't hold water.
You try it sometime, you'll have a drinking problem.
You are emotionally drained completely because you don't know what you're doing. And that is also leading to problems in your day-to-day because you don't know how you're controlling stuff. You're having a hard time keeping things together. So.
He's a Scorpio.
You're Scorpio.
Why does that not surprise me?
All right. These cards are basically, the first two are telling you your active problems. You've let your emotions go, which are now letting the day-to-day go. One thing bleeds into another. The third card is the beginning of what you need to change. Okay? So what you need to begin to change is you need to start in the day-to-day, okay? Because a lot of times what we try to do is we try to start internally and work externally. Nope. A lot of the times if we change what is happening externally, things internally will also follow. But most people don't try to change that. So first of all, what you need to do, number one, you need to stop giving so much to other people and start giving more to yourself. Because part of why you are in the empathy drain that you are in is probably one of the same reasons I was in my empathy drain, is that I didn't think I was a worthy target of my own empathy. But I am, and so are you. Why not be empathic and empathetic to yourself and your needs? You are absolutely the only person that will ever know 100% what your needs actually are. Change your day to day. Do you need to change when you grocery shop? Do you need to change when you go to bed? Do you need to change how much water you're drinking during the day? Like and I know that this might sound silly and basic, but it is. It genuinely is. It seems very insurmountable when you're in it. But if you start making little changes, bigger changes follow, and it kind of snowballs in the same way that empathy can snowball in the other direction. You want the snowball going in your favor. Also, if you really are worried about shielding and so that you're not accidentally absorbing things, especially when you go out and into public and things like that, I highly recommend getting some crystals that are excellent for shielding. Personally, for me, hematite is very helpful. It's a very helpful shielding stone for me. But there are going to be things that work for you that won't work for me. You really have to be empathic with yourself. Sit down, talk to yourself. Seriously. In order to be able to know how to control it, you have to understand yourself. Because there is an off switch, and I'll tell you that. But it's not a good off switch. You don't want to use this off switch because the off switch is just not caring about anything. And that just swings the pendulum too far in the other direction. From caring too much to caring not at all. In order to find that happy medium, you got to start making the small changes. And that is what the Knight of Coins is about. Beginning those small changes.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to add anything, Father?
Well, I mean, this is where your expertise far outweighs mine because
I know, but you were there when I was growing up.
Oh, I know. Well, the thing is, I tried teaching you my method. It didn't work because that's why it was, oh my God, this kid's an empath. So the thing is, from my point of view, is that I can turn it on and off like a light switch. And it's something which I didn't realize I could do that before, but things I realize it now. So the thing is, I can open myself up to virtually anything. And then when I, quote, have had enough, I essentially metaphorically go into my room and close my door and kind of go, nope, I'm done. I need to take a nap. I need to recharge. I need to rest. Therefore, I'm not listening to you guys for right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that works for me. But unfortunately, an empath doesn't have that ability to just basically literally walk into a, quote, room and just shut the door.
Oh, that's not entirely true. We can, but that is the dark side of being an empath, because there's a dark side to everything. What is the dark side of being really good at other people's emotions? Becoming a master manipulator.
Yeah, well, there is that.
And
what's he commenting on there? I can't see it long distance.
Snowed in the house with family. The city declares emergency. I just stay in the room, either YouTube or video games. Yeah, that's what I used to do when I lived at home too. Because the only way for me to truly have a break was to remove myself from the presence of everybody else in the house. That doesn't mean that everybody else in the house was nice about it, but...
Well, it's because you were doing it all the time.
Maybe that just means like that you guys were a lot. Did you ever stop and think about that?
No, not at all. I mean, me, perfect me, dink.
Oh yeah, you're so angelic.
Oh, dragon. Dragons are angels. I can't believe I actually said that with a straight face.
I was gonna say, they're what? I don't think so. So hold on.
All right.
Let me scroll back here.
Yes, Joanne already gave. She's up. Joanne, you are up next. I know you already gave your stuff.
Please pick a number, just a number between 1 and 78. Because thank you for the birthday and your Aquarius. Very good. General with both of us. She wants Dragons 70.
All right. We'll use my dragon deck because that one actually hasn't gotten any use tonight yet.
Wow, look at that.
People are picking high numbers too tonight.
They are. I don't know if that makes it easier or not for you.
Well, I count from the back at that point rather than going, 8 from the back versus 70 from the front.
And Dex, also, if you're interested, we have a friend that is amazing at crystal stuff. Let me just pull up her page for a hot second. Do we still have her?
Who are you referring to?
Amanda. Do we still have her banner?
I think we still have Amanda's banner up there somewhere.
Oh no, this was before she changed her name.
Oh, did she change it?
She did.
Oh.
So a friend of ours that we love to death and do a lot of other psychic stuff with, that does crystals, sells crystal packets, is just an absolute genius when it comes to what rocks are good. So her business name is Radiant Light Holistic Arts. In here, I will
put it in the comments.
I will type that for you.
Please do. Will be a commercial for somebody else.
Well, I mean, we do so much with her.
Oh, I know.
It's still basically a commercial for us. There you go, Dex. I hope that is helpful. All right, are you ready for me to switch cameras?
Okay. Did someone else just come in with a request for Diana Hool?
Yep.
And we'll put her on the list. If we have space now, go ahead and flip the cards whenever you are ready. All right, so we have number 20, Judgment. The Page of Cups also doubles as Pisces, and the upside down Ace of Swords. What an interesting array of elements tonight for this reading anyway. Upside down number 1. And she just wants a general reading.
Just general, yes.
Okay. Will you please get your affairs in order and end the things that should have been ended for the love of God?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a bit blunt, but that's judgment in this case is basically just that, in the fact of not the judgment from on high, blah blah blah. No, this is more of the dragon, which is you, by the way. You've got the hammer, the anvil's on the ground. You're the judge about to yell, "Case dismissed." So please dismiss this case. This is essentially saying resolve this one way or the other, because you have to move on. Staying where you have been is just it's just wasting so much time and energy, and it's not even about winning anymore. It's just resolving this damn thing. If you win, hey, great. If you lose, suck it up. But the idea is that move on. That's more important. So resolve this stuff. Resolve it. It should have been resolved a long time ago. I know we hate change. We hate conflict. We don't want to basically, get into those things. But enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Happy New Year. Let's start off with a bang, so to speak here. Get rid of this stuff here, because your other two cards here, both the Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords, are reflectings of new beginnings. One from the emotional point of view, one from the logical point of view. The new dragon hatching from the egg here, rebirth, of you, of your soul, of your energy, of your emotions. And then the Ace of Swords, again, aces are for number ones. They are new beginnings. The fixation of around the sword with the rainbow behind you saying, hey, you actually have a clear path ahead of you now. Maybe you really can't see the sword right now because you're really so concentrated on getting that sword in your possession. But there's lots of symbols in tarot cards, but I'm sorry, I've never heard of a black rainbow.
No.
Shooting stars, full moons, rainbows, generally speaking, they're pretty positive.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get,
this is just
mesmerized by the view.
This is just very much you are focusing so hard that you are missing everything else.
Yes.
And that's not in a good way.
No, it is not in a good way. So yeah, the cards are basically calling you out, saying it is time for you to kind of like get in gear and get stuff done. And yes, it's going to take you a little bit probably outside your comfort zone. But when you get through the judgment aspect, this is what you get to look forward to. And these are both, really, generally speaking, are positive cards.
Mm-hmm. Just definitely take a break from the focus sometimes. Don't miss the forest for the trees.
That's one way of looking at it.
Yes.
And just for fun, look at that clarifier. Just for fun, another ace, the Ace of Earth,
resting,
hibernation a little bit.
Do you actually let yourself rest?
The dragon going into the cave or coming out of the cave, but either way, it is it's the first this is the first day of a brand new you. I can't believe I just said that.
My God.
Which commercial was that for years ago? That's why I had to say it in my used car salesman voice.
Yep. All right.
But yeah, you've got great new beginning, new potential. Once you get past that. But yeah, the longer you wait, the longer you just kind of like let the status quo ride. Hey, free will. No one's going to basically force you to do anything. But the idea is that the longer you stay in this mode, you're preventing all of this.
And yeah, Joanne, you're going to have like new beginning at 70. Yes, you're going to have new beginnings until you're dead.
Yeah.
That's part of life.
That's the whole point, is that you want to have new beginnings. Age has got nothing to do with a new beginning.
And here, I'm just also going to say this for Dex, the person that we just did. Here is my friend that owns Radiant Light, who has just shown up. So if you want to look up Radiant Light on Facebook, this is who you would be chatting with. She can help.
All right. Before we officially head into the wait list, last call for Annie, Nikesha, Terry, and Kayla. If none of you come forward, because we've been on for an hour now and none of them have shown up, so I figured I'd give one last chance. But then we're going to move into our wait list.
Yep.
As we do every stream.
So let's just check. Shweta and Kate and Patricia and Diane, you are all still here. Yes? Good?
Because if you're all still here, you're getting readings tonight. So please chime in.
Shweta is here.
All right. Well, Shweta, you're up right now. Please, Kate, Patricia, and Diane.
Kate is here.
Kate is here. Okay, Kate will go second. And then we have Patricia Scowen and Diane. Diane is still here. 3 out of 4. Is Patricia still here?
Let's find out.
Well, anyway, while we're waiting for Patricia to chime in, Shweta, go ahead. It is you're in the batter's box right now, so to speak.
Let me just double check.
Yep, Patricia just chimed in. So
excellent. I'm just seeing if.
Oh, did Shweta maybe?
I'm double checking, but I don't think so.
Okay, so we need the question or just a request for general reading, Shweta?
General reading, Dragon Deck, and a number between 1 and 78, please. Oh, and here, Dex. Amanda made this lovely comment just for you. Crystals for empaths. Labradorite is a must-have. It strengthens your aura and keeps out other people's stuff. Black tourmaline is great for grounding and also has transmuting negative energies. 2 energy techniques that also help are the hookup and the zip up. Message me and I can tell you about those. So, that's for you, Dex.
Yes, Amanda is not a troll.
She is not. She is our recommendation.
And speaking of that, we haven't had any trolls tonight.
Don't jinx. How now we are gonna have 5 million. All right, and Shweta says 41.
Did she have anything else?
General dragon reading.
Ah, okay. We'll use your dragons because we just used mine. Alrighty.
Oh! Hey, look! Look at what you just summoned!
Goodbye. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a troll on you?
God.
All right, whenever you are ready to flip.
Flip.
Okay, so Shveta, here are your 3 cards. We have the 7 of coins. We have the star, Aquarius again. Wow. And the upside down King of Wands or Aries again. Boy, we talk about coming up with the similar cards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, actually, we had the Emperor before, and then we had the Queen of Swords before. But the thing is, we still have the same 2 signs. Aries and Aquarius keep coming back up here. And then the 7 of coins.
And what is a Capricorn?
Happy birthday.
I was going to say, yes.
We're still in Capricorn.
Just barely.
Just barely.
So I'm gonna ask you this, Shredda. Do you get stuck in your head like a lot? Because the first 2 cards, especially in the order in which they have presented themselves, suggests to me that you get stuck in your head a lot, because what if you make the wrong decision about something? Oh gosh, oh no, oh gosh. But then you're also amazing at getting distracted at the same time.
Yeah.
Therefore, you basically spend all your time in your head. I got a haha, yes, very much so.
Yeah, I was going. I knew the way you started saying, I knew where you were going to go. Yep. So 7 of coins, 7. We love lucky number 7, although 7 is not really a lucky number. It's more the number of resolution. But the idea is that there you sit, or you hover, pondering crossing that bridge. And I'll grant you that bridge is a very questionable construction, and you really have no idea if you can get on, if you can cross that bridge, if you get on it. You know, so excuse me.
Bless you.
So it is kind of like a leap of faith getting on that in the first place. But the idea is that there is something over the other side of that bridge.
That's worth your time.
It is worth your time. Therefore, it's just kind of like going, you just kind of sitting there, can I, yeah, and just like, no. It's like, you got to make the decision. If you really don't want to make the crossing, okay, then find another way across the gorge. You just can't just sit there and just ponder your navel lint, so to speak.
I haven't heard it expressed that way.
Oh, really? That's an expression from...
I like that. That's funny.
That's an expression from when I was younger.
That's quite funny. I like that.
And then, of course, then here we have the star. You know, you're doing the combination of, you know, the dragon doing the mundane chore. Shooting star goes by, and it's like a dog going, squirrel! And then you wind up spilling your water because you're not paying attention to what you're doing.
Yep.
So yeah.
But moving into this, I am not trying to be rude or mean when I say this, but this reading is the reading of somebody, to me, who is some type of neurodivergent, because damn, you have that passion, you have that energy, you have that drive, if only for as long as you can actually get your brain to focus on something.
And that's why the card was upside down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this is very much for me. And again, no insults meant, because this is very much what my brain looks like and how my brain works. I'm not seeing any gigantic red flags here, but it is definitely you might want to try stepping outside of your cranium.
Yes. Also, the fact of is you do have the combination of the air and the fire. Those are the 2 male energy elements, more for the action. And I don't want to say aggression, but the thing is that really is basically getting out of your head and getting into your space and actually using the energy to getting stuff actually done. The Aries card here is if you know anything about the sign of Aries, you know, there's a lot of negative stereotypes with Aries because they have a tendency of being known as the more conceited sign.
I honestly think they're the one with the most negative stereotypes.
Yeah. I mean, they're the first, therefore they believe they're the strongest and the wisest, and they're, well, I won't go there. But the picture here of the King of Wands, refers to the king who's actually not going, I am king of all survey. This is the king who is like, let me fly over my village here. I'm tasked with protecting this. This is a king who actually is trying to use his power for positive, and for assistance.
Oh yes, I am not disparaging that. I am more just disparaging the distractible king.
Yes.
Who heart's in the right place. You have to get the head there too.
Well, that's why I'm saying this card being upside down, saying the potential is there for this. If you can essentially get out of your own damn way.
Yep.
Get out of your own headspace.
Yep.
You will be amazed.
You'll be a force to be reckoned with.
At what you can accomplish. You will be a force to be reckoned with. So, but that's the whole thing, is that free will. You essentially, you have to want it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You have to learn control.
Yes, Yoda.
I wasn't even doing Yoda's voice.
I knew
control. You must use control.
I knew what you were referencing.
Yes,
anyways.
I know you did anyway. Alrighty. So we're gonna move on now to Kate, and Kate actually already gave her.
Yes, she did. Dark Shadows 27.
And this was from your deck, yes?
Let's hope so. God.
We do this so often.
We do.
Hang on. Let me do a quick commercial while I check these cards just to make sure I haven't frigged this deck up.
Do.
Tell us where we're going to be in a few weeks.
So in a few weeks, we are going to be at the Vermont Winter Fair in Essex Junction, Vermont, at the Champlain Valley Expo Center. If you want to go to a Ren fair in the middle of the winter, that's also actually inside, so you won't freeze to death.
Yes.
You should go to this one. It's so nice to actually have something in the winter, because like we get sad when we don't get to play with all of our
Last
friends.
year's was very well attended.
It was.
Despite the fact that we had a record cold streak.
We're never doing the Vermont Fair in those conditions again. Do
Let's
you hear
not.
me, Jeff? Do you hear me, Jeff?
Well, he couldn't control the weather. The thing is, on the Saturday, I think we finally hit 0 at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, it was the weekend last year that it was negative 50 something or other.
On Mount Washington?
No, that was negative 150.
Oh,
like,
okay.
With us,
with
it
the
was
wind chill.
negative 50.
Okay,
I
thought it was. I mean, I woke up and I think it was like 14 below or something like that. Anyway, it was cold.
Matt literally freeze dried his throat just from breathing the outside air.
Okay, so what was the thing again? It was Dark Shadows deck.
It was the Dark Shadows deck 27.
27.
And the question is, will my health improve?
Health improve.
Yes, Kate. Info for it is on our site, and you can also go to Vermont Gatherings. Vermont Gatherings is the company that runs all of the Vermont events that we do. So if you want to check out our site or their site, you can find information in both places.
What wasn't it again?
27.
20, okay. I put down 23. So nope, 3 more cards. Okay.
Well, that's very different.
Very, very different. Well, 3 different cards. Well, I will say one thing. Let me
straighten this
out first. They no inverted cards for a health question. That actually helps quite a bit. Go for it. The Valet of Wine. Basically, the Page of Cups. Drunk off his ass. The Tower, number 16. And then the 2 of coins. And you want to clarify it with the 5 of coins.
Hey, man. As a chronically ill disabled person myself, I know exactly what Kate is looking for. That didn't give it. So, this is not a very psychic-y question, but unfortunately, I'm going to ask it. How's your insurance? How's all that going? Because, so, I'm assuming this is the before the health really went south. But
I would presume,
but
yes.
We're noticing something's not quite right also. We're tiptoeing with our goblet.
Yes. And then, of course,
now we've moved into the it fell apart.
It fell apart. Yes. The whole point of the tower in every deck. I mean, it refers to, again, it's one of those cards that refers to change, that basically change that you really don't really want, but you're just kind of stuck with, and now you have to like find your way out of it.
And okay, I like your answer. We like that you have great insurance, because these two deal with it. Coin, money, health insurance, all that stuff. So 2 of coins here is basically, yes, it will improve if you have the money, the time, and the wherewithal.
Essentially, and I'm gonna make it sound really silly here.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I looked at this card, and by the way, what's in here? This is just a commercial for the people who actually made the deck. But literally, I saw this and I wanted to go, follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah.
We're off to see the wizard. Yeah, and the idea is that,
I can see that.
But the idea is that you want to follow this. This is relatively symmetrical, believe it or not, despite the words. But it takes a while to get down the path.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the Wizard of Oz. You know, ultimately, Dorothy got to the end point that she wanted to get to, but it took a while, and she had to have a bunch of little mini adventures along the way.
Mm-hmm. And so here also, I understand that you feel like you're not getting better anymore, and that was one of the reasons why I asked about the insurance, because I wanted to know if you actually had the option and the opportunity to mess around with some stuff to try to get you back to, because unfortunately, I'm in your position as well. I also have great insurance. It took me basically until now to have the insurance that I do, but because I have it now, I managed to spend the entirety of 2023 solely looking after my health, getting to all sorts of different specialists that I had not been able to get to before, and really pushing for them to do work and to find answers and things like that. And you can't do that in this country if you don't have good insurance. So I wanted to know that one just out the gate to see whether or not that was going to be the thing that bites you in the ass. So it doesn't appear to be. And 5, this one that I drew, 5 is the number of reevaluation. That is going to be what 2024 is for you. You are going to ask for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th opinions. And if you have the ability to get to a big medical mecca like Boston or something like that, I would highly recommend doing so if your insurance allows it. You will make good progress. I've made good progress with being able to go to Boston.
Mm-hmm. As you're doing an explanation, I'm staring at the symmetry of this card.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that this is another one of those cards where it looks almost perfectly symmetrical. There are just some very, very subtle differences, usually in the brown leaves here.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very close. There's no screwball things. But the one thing which stands out as not being symmetrical is the fact of the top rows is red. The bottom is black and white.
Mm-hmm.
No color.
And Kate, your plan to pull back and heal and fight for you is a good plan, and it is honestly the only plan that you have. We have to be the ultimate advocates for ourselves, unfortunately. And as a disabled person and a chronically ill person, I am not happy to admit, but I'm not ashamed to admit either, that some of the actual medical care that I've managed to get is through having absolute temper tantrums at the doctors and just being like, why aren't you listening to me? Why won't you do what I need? Like, also learn your patient's bill of rights.
Yes, the thing is, they're going to try to treat you like you're in the box. It's cookie cutter treatment, so to speak, here, and that's not it.
And while I understand that, yes, you want to look for horses before you look for zebras, I don't know about in your case, Kate, but at least in mine now, that is a medical term.
I heard that before, yes.
But yes, in my case, my doctor should know by now that I am a zebra. I am a zebra. What is a zebra?
So, by the way, me pointing out all that little interesting stuff about the symmetry, the fact of the one row is not having any color, that's essentially is that you have to force the issue to get that rose colored. Metaphorically speaking, anyway. Being that very, very strong advocate for yourself. Yes, yeah, because if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. All right.
And that is it's such a shame.
I know, it really, really is. But we're gonna move on now to Patricia.
Hey, Kate, if you and I are like in an actual similar geographic area and you ever need some advice and or help in terms of making doctors do their actual jobs, give me a shout out.
Did Patricia post anything before or in the previous comments or not? Other than just saying she was here.
Let me scroll back. She did.
Okay, what does she want?
Any deck. The question is about a house move and number 15, and she's a Virgo.
All right, we'll go dragons. House move 15. You said.
Yes.
Right.
Hey, to those of y'all that have just joined our stream, we are actually on our second to last reading of the night. The way that we normally do these is we do 10 free readings per evening. And for this night, all of our spots have been claimed. But look for us next month. We always do a live stream in the middle of the month. So look for us in February.
And if you actually want to sign up in advance, let us know. We can definitely do that for you.
Yeah, signing up in advance guarantees you a spot versus
assuming if you sign up, that means you have to show up next month.
that is the important part.
Case in point, we had 4 people who signed up in advance and then didn't show up the night. So they lost their slots to other people. But if you want to sign up in advance, and then because we do these once a month, they're always on Thursday nights, and typically we try to do it in the middle of the month here.
You ready for me to flip the camera?
Yeah, I think so. Go for it.
Okie dokie.
Do.
So
house move.
House move.
So we have the 3 of Swords, the upside down 7 of Wands, and the upside down 7 of Coins. So a 3 and a pair of 7s go from the emotional number to that number of resolution. And 3 different elements: air, fire, earth, with a big heart in the air card. Let's turn these back so you can see what the pictures look like face up here. Well, if you're looking at that 3 of Swords card going, WTF, what did I just step in? Well, news for you.
Change.
That is essentially one of the universal pictures in tarot. Virtually every deck that I know of for the 3 of Swords has some version of 3 swords stabbing the heart. Reference to heartache, yes, but this is not an emotional card. This is a card for air, which is for thought. It typically refers to not necessarily brand new emotional heartache, but sometimes something which has happened in the past, or just something which is disappointing that you then have to use your brain to kind of get around. Since you're asking the question about a house move, guess what this is referring to? All that difficult crap that you're going to have to do to get ready for this. And is everything going to go swimmingly in advance just for you? No. And you're going to have to deal with that. And you're going to have to essentially put your emotions at bay, as best you can anyway, and knuckle down and use your brain. That's essentially is the brain's way of saying, hey, heart, we can deal with some of the heartache later. Right now, we got work to do. Yeah. And then you've got upside down pair of 7s. Again, 7 being that number for resolution, but you have it for fire and you have it for earth. And we already talked about this one. The make a damn decision.
Yeah.
Versus this one, Very different 7. You actually have 7 symmetrical chalices there with the dragon hovering in the middle. And I'm not sure if you can see because of the camera angle. There's actually lightning coming out of this dragon's talon. It's like if you're like a Star Wars geek, it's like force lightning, right? Extra energy.
Oh, don't worry about that. Keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm like reading the comments here. So
yeah, no.
Extra energy. So the thing is, yeah, combination of the air and the fire here, you're going to have to really kind of like get your act together. Now, if you're asking the question, since the question was overall, how's it going to go? Well, at the end of the day, it's going to go resolved. That's the whole point of the 7, by the way. But you're going to have things that you probably aren't anticipating, which are going to have to get resolved. And as long as you're willing to make the move, literally stop hovering on the one side of the bridge, go to the other side, you know. And that's the hard thing. Because it's just change. And the thing is, even though you make the plans, what happens when the plans don't go according to plan? And you have to rethink your plans on the fly.
Yeah, this is again one of those species-wide things. We are not good at change, even when it is change that we planned for and change that we wanted. We still have to get through all the physical, mental, and emotional. Hold fast.
Mm-hmm.
Being in the middle of it is not fun. But people always forget about the middle when they talk about getting to the other side. People always forget about the middle part. The middle part sucks.
That's when you blow everything up and you wait for the dust to settle.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you actually were.
No, don't worry about it.
Is that someone you know?
No.
Oh. Anyway. You have any comments there, Patricia? Hopefully you're still there listening to this.
All right.
And then we have Diane left.
And I believe that Diane put her.
Oh, did Diane already put down?
Let me double check. Do.
Oh, she just put a new comment out there.
Oh, thank you, Diane. Diana, that helps me a lot. Yeah, Patricia, just remember, when you're in the middle, remind yourself that you're in the middle.
Yes.
You just gotta
keep it going.
Hold fast.
Hold fast. That's one way of doing it.
Okay, so Diana, did you pick a deck and a number? Because thank you for the question. We can do that. Just definitely need a deck and a number.
What's the question?
What do you see about gaining weight? Will I? What about my next 2 to 3 months?
I was going to say there's a question I don't think I've ever been asked before.
I've been asked that a few times, not very often.
Okay, so does she have a number?
Not yet. I think she was trying to send something, but I think she sent it before she met. Because she has sent the word numb.
Numb. I have become comfortably numb.
For 44.
Okay, what deck are we doing? Dragons or Dark Shadows?
What would you say for this one?
And she said she wants to know what's coming up in her life the next few months.
In the gaining weight.
Oh, just in the weight gain. I think Dark Shadows. I think that's the go-to deck tonight. So, and you said 44.
Yes.
Oh,
Hello
right.
from Ireland.
Hello.
Yeah, Diana, we have the Dark Shadows deck, the Dragons deck, and the Love deck that we've been using all night. We're thinking that the Dark Shadows deck for you is probably going to be the best bet for this particular question.
All right. I think the whole symmetry or lack thereof is going to come
very quickly.
Very quickly, but will be key in this one. Assuming we. Okay. Well, not quite what I expected, but.
Let me know when you're ready for me to flip it.
Very good. All right, we have one reverse, the first one. And I can't read French upside down. It's okay. I can't even read it right side up either. Ah, the Knight of Swords. The upside down Knight of Swords. Le Judgment.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to just Judgment. The Judgment. Number 20. And then we have the Nine of Wands.
In terms of gaining and losing weight, this is interesting.
Knights refer to change. Upside down, because the thing is, what are you changing?
Yeah, so Diana, tell us a little bit, what is the goal? Are you trying to gain? Are you trying to lose? Is it a comfortability thing? Is it a health thing? What is the actual goal that you have in mind?
Yeah, because the thing is that with the knight being upside down, it's like it seems like you're not quite sure what exactly you want to do or what your goal is, or maybe you have a good goal but you're going about it the wrong way. Because after all, what did I say? Hey, the first thing I want to do in the new year, is that I need to start losing all the weight I put on, from all overeating during the holidays. So what am I first doing? I'm finishing up all the leftover Christmas candy that hasn't been eaten. That's real smart, isn't it?
I have lost a lot of weight. I have a lower bowel infection. Okay. So we're looking to perhaps put some weight back on. You're in the hospital. I'm so sorry. I hope that you're at least doing a little bit better now.
So this really takes on more of a connotation of like a health reading as opposed to just a, hey, how's my weight going to be, so to speak here?
Yes.
Well, I put it this way.
You have the goal in mind. Number one, that is important.
You have the goal in mind. Judgment in this case kind of refers to is that you're going to have to make some permanent changes, which maybe you don't want to do. Because we hate change.
Yeah.
But in this case is, I think...
The sword. I appreciate that is the Knight of Swords. You're at least trying to come at this from a logical standpoint.
Yes. But I think additional dietary restriction or something like that is... Something is going to basically is that you're going to be, whether it be a medication or whether an overall just lifestyle change is, Judgment's essentially saying that, well, you know what, you're going to have to the former status quo is going to have to be altered a bit.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm seeing in the other two cards as well. Because even though you're taking medicine, maybe there's also some dietary change that needs to come from it as well. And I actually just completely overhauled my diet and what I eat and how I eat. And honestly, it is not easy to completely overhaul the way that you eat, especially when you're doing it all at once. I recommend that if you have the option to not do it all at once, don't. Remember how we were talking about little changes for decks beforehand? little changes for you now also that then turn into big changes eventually. But if you start looking at the process as a whole, it's very overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. I'm just staring at the Nine of Swords or Nine of Wands here. Fire card. I'm looking just at the whole idea of how symmetrical is this? And this is definitely one of those where black and white, it's symmetrical. And color-wise, it's close. You have to really, it's almost like a Where's Waldo. You have to like really look to see where the things where it's not perfectly symmetrical, because it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also one of those things that where I would say the difference that makes no difference is no difference.
Exactly.
Ultimately, by the end of the day here is that you're not really going to care that the design, the color design of the Nine of Wands there is not perfectly symmetrical. It doesn't need to be. It's close enough. It gives the overall appearance that it is symmetrical because it is. It really is. You look at that from the glancing, the 10,000 foot view. You stare at the card for 3 seconds. You're going to go, that looks pretty symmetrical. Yes, it is. The subtle, the changes, the things which make it not symmetrical are very, very subtle.
And Diana, here, it's funny that you mention a little bit of your what you're going through, because I'm actually in your shoes, but in the other direction. You had diarrhea for so long. I have been constipated from birth. Like, from birth. And I'm about to turn 30, and I have finally gotten on a medicine that is helping and gotten my diet to a place where, turns out there are things that my body really struggles with digesting, and I just didn't know.
We didn't know either.
Nope. And so for the question of if you will gain weight, yes, but caveat on but, because you keep asking like us if you're going to gain weight. Yes, if you are willing to put in the work to do that. Because like I said, completely overhauling how you completely overhauling how you eat is not fun. It is not easy. And most people that try to do this give up because of how hard it is. It's very, very, very difficult to do. So if you can get to a point where you are eating stuff that you can digest well, that is not giving you any sort of diarrhea issues or any other issues there, then yes, you will gain weight. This is just one of those, it's entirely on you.
And patience.
Patience, yes, to that.
I know the thing is, it can be extremely frustrating.
Yep.
It's like, why won't my body work right?
Oh my God, I scream that at the sky at least once a week.
Alrighty.
And just like that,
we have come to the end.
The first one of 2024 has ended.
So thank you all for attending and watching this. We've been doing this now almost 4 years. We started during COVID for obvious reasons, because this was the only way we could communicate with people for a while. But we continue to do this because, essentially you guys want us to. And as long as you want us to keep doing this, well, we will be back here and continue to do so.
Hi, Adele from Ireland. So the way that we do this is we do 10 free readings per evening. We do 1 live stream per month. If you would like to be in our next one, you can tell us and we will put you on the list ahead of time. We highly recommend actually signing up beforehand, because doing like that, coming and asking like first come, first serve doesn't always guarantee you a spot.
Correct.
So message us if you would like to pre-book for next month, and
then please show up.
Yes, that is the Diana would like one for next month.
Okay, we can do that.
And no, we don't know the date right now, just because we tend to sort of plan these things in flux. So
normally it would be about 4 weeks from today.
Yeah.
But we can't guarantee it because sometimes we get scheduled to do other things, and
so essentially, keep your eye on our YouTube and our Facebook page, and
they'll be posted way in advance.
You'll see the event pop up when we have made it, and it is usually at least 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah, typically that's what we try to do that. So if you want to throw up the little banner of for those of you who want to give us a little contribution for our efforts, every now and then we get people to do this. But that is our PayPal mail. Again, you don't have to. We just throw it up there if you want to give us we've learned long ago from doing things like doing events of if you don't ask for tips, you don't get them.
Oh, and Donna, you're welcome for doing the daily card. We love doing the daily draw.
Yes, how long have we been doing that now? The daily draw.
We started that at the same time that we started doing this.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the daily draw was actually a little bit longer.
Nope. We started that when we started our Instagram, which was 2020.
Wow, it's amazing. It's been almost 4 years.
And Adele, we are from New Hampshire, U.S. It is freezing here right now.
Yes,
so
it absolutely
yay.
Is. We are definitely in the dead of winter.
So thank you so much for coming. We will see you next time.
You will.
And until then,
merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.